My beloved child, this is not merely a message. It is a spiritual compass given to help you navigate through a world entangled in chaos and deception. It is a faithful reflection of eternal truth, a mirror that illuminates your soul so you may see more clearly, not only me, but also yourself, and the very reason you were placed on this earth. I am calling you, do not rush away. Do not just skim through this as if it were something to read and then forget. Pause. Be still. Remain with me. Remain in my sacred presence until each word not only touches your ears, but seeps into the deepest chambers of your spirit. Let every sentence, every stream of language, become a divine current flowing into your soul, carrying new life, light, and supernatural encounter that no earthly thing could ever give. This word has been sent to awaken the very depths of you. It has been molded by my own hand to break through the hardened shells of your self-defense, to pierce through scars long buried in your soul, to awaken what has lain dormant, and to revive those parts that have been suffocated by fear, by pain, or by disappointment. This is a word from the one who knows every beat of your heart, every thought not yet spoken, every longing you have not dared to confess. O child, let this word take root deep within you like a seed buried in tender soil, ready to sprout. Do not let it remain only in your memory. Let it live in your actions. Do not merely jot it down in your notes. Let it become the very flesh and blood of your daily existence. Let it become your way of life, the voice that calls you back when you wander, the gentle whisper that draws you near when your heart wavers amidst life's storms. This is not an ordinary gift, dear child. This is a treasure from heaven, a divine revelation wrapped in language, meant to transform a weary soul into one renewed, to uplift a mind that has grown weary, to breathe life into a heart that has lost its way, if you are willing to receive it with an open heart, without distance, without dissecting it, with limited reason. Then I will use this word like a stream to wash away the dust of exhaustion, to soothe the wounds that have not yet healed, and to rekindle the flame of hope within you. I know that along your life's journey there have been moments when you stumbled, when wrong choices made you feel as though you had lost everything. Times when you ran from me, not out of hatred, but because you believed you were no longer worthy. I know well those moments when you felt small, useless, trapped in regret and guilt. Those times when you heard my calling but turned away, thinking I could no longer want you. But my beloved, it is in those very moments that my love for you grows even more steadfast than ever before. My love is not built upon your performance. I do not love you more on the days you get it right, nor do I love you less on the days you fall. I love you because you are mine. Nothing can change that. My care for you is not diminished by your failures. I do not wait for you to become perfect before I love you. I loved you long before you even knew how to love yourself. You once believed that your past was an irreversible sentence, that your wrong decisions had etched your name into a sorrowful fate. But listen closely. I am the one who wipes every record clean. There is no stain I cannot remove. There is no past too powerful for my mercy to overcome. If you return, if you place that broken heart in my hands, I will begin again. Not through patchwork, but through complete transformation. I will give you a new heart, a new spirit, a fresh beginning. Now, I am calling you to stop looking back. The past is no longer your home. Do not let former failures define who you are. You are not identified by your moments of weakness, but by the truth that you were created in my image, called by name and loved with an everlasting love. Do not allow accusations, whether they come from others or from within yourself, to dim the light of grace. Do not permit the past to hold your steps hostage in the present. You no longer live under condemnation, but under grace. And in that grace you are free. Receive the forgiveness I am extending to you fully. Do not just brush against it and then return to shame. Embrace it as one who has long thirsted and finally finds a stream of sweet water, as one who has been lost and now finds the way home. Let that forgiveness become a new cloak over your shoulders, removing disgrace, lifting burdens, driving out fear, and clothing you in peace. This is what I desire for you. A new life, a fresh page, a new journey. One where you are no longer bound by what once was. And now, my child, I invite you to walk with me. No longer dragging yourself through shame and heaviness, but walking beside me, with your head held high, confident that I go before you, stand beside you, and uphold every one of your steps. Do not walk in your own strength, for it will cause you to stumble. Lean on the strength I give, a strength that never runs dry, a source that never diminishes, a support that never breaks its promise. Entrust to me every burden you carry, your worries, painful memories, the words that wounded you, the moments you blamed yourself, judged yourself, and punished your own heart. You were not made to bear all of that. Those burdens were never meant to be yours. I did not create you to live in exhaustion and torment. I created you to walk in freedom, peace, and fullness of joy. So, do not hold on to them any longer. Let them go. Lay them all at my feet. And as you do, you will feel lighter. You will walk steadier. And you will breathe again the breath of life. The very breath I gave you from the beginning. My child, remember this. Every step you take toward me is a step in the right direction. Even if you feel weak, trembling, or unworthy, it does not lessen my joy in your return. On the contrary, I rejoice. Heaven celebrates, and that joy does not end in the moment you come back. It continues as you live in restoration, as you reach others with the story of your redemption. Do not hide your story. Do not believe it is something to be ashamed of. I desire to use the very things you have overcome to bring hope to others. Your scars, when placed in my hands, become testimony of my mercy. They are no longer signs of failure, but badges of victory. And you will see, from the broken pieces, I can create the most beautiful masterpiece. Beloved, take my hand and keep walking forward. Look ahead with eyes full of expectation, for I am not only the one who has forgiven you, I am also the one who is leading you into a future filled with hope. Do not let the voices of the past drown out my voice in the present. Listen closely. I am calling you by name. I am touching your heart, and I am inviting you to live a life no longer imprisoned by what once was, but filled with all that is new, radiant, and everlasting. My beloved child, in this spiritually challenging journey, there is one truth I long for you to remember with all your heart. Never allow the words from others' mouths to define your worth. I know there have been times when careless remarks, harsh judgments, or suspicious glances have caused your soul to shrink, making you slowly believe that you are someone small, not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy of being loved or used for a higher purpose. But, my child, hear me clearly. No one but I has the authority to name you. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not identified by past mistakes. You are not labeled by the cruel tags this world may have tried to impose on you. They may call you a failure, unworthy, or even invisible. But I, the Creator, your Father, have engraved your name upon the palm of my hand. I call you chosen, beloved, bearer of my glory, and the names given from heaven carry more power than all the accusations spoken on earth. There will be those who try to resurrect your past in an attempt to cloud the future I am unveiling for you. There will be voices that echo old wounds, not to correct, but to keep you bound in chains of guilt and fear. But I say to you today, silence those voices with the truth that comes from me. Place your trust not in what human ears may hear, but in what I have declared from eternity. I want to say this again, and if needed, I will speak it 1,000 times until it is etched deep into your soul. I love you with an unchanging love. This love is not swayed by the ups and downs of your life. It does not waver when you are weak, nor does it increase when you do right. It is steady as a mountain, unmoved by storms, unweathered by time. This love is the surest foundation upon which you can stand in a world that constantly shifts. My support is not like the temporary aid of man. It is eternal backing. Even when you feel alone, I am still standing behind you. Even when no one else understands the wrestlings within your heart, I am there, listening, holding you with patience. I never tire of guiding you. Never withdraw the hand I've extended to lift you out of the dark mire. Oh, my child, while you are searching for meaning and direction, I am calling you to trust my guidance. Let me be the one who directs every step you take. Do not chase after the loud callings of the world. Do not be swept away by the worn paths of anxious emotions. Learn to pause and to listen for the still authoritative whisper of my Spirit. It is in that sacred silence where I will reveal the path you are to walk, unveil the timing for your actions, and remind you that no step taken in obedience is ever wasted. When you choose to walk with me, when you choose to hold tightly to the promises I have spoken, you will begin to discover a life not just of peace, but of profound joy. A joy that does not fade with circumstances, a joy that does not rely on the approval of man, but flows from the deep knowing that you are living in alignment with the divine purpose I have prepared for you. This is not a superficial happiness, but a soul-deep contentment, a fulfillment not easily found in this world, yet always found in my presence. Even though you are still living in the temporary realm of this earthly life, a world full of brokenness, battles, and inner turmoil, you can still live as someone truly free. Not a freedom granted by man, but a freedom from heaven itself. Freedom from condemnation, freedom from the weight of unmet expectations, freedom from the memories that burden your heart, and from the invisible chains that once stole your laughter. You were not created to live with your head bowed, trembling in fear, or perpetually mourning what cannot be changed. You are not a soul condemned to carry a lifelong sentence. You were destined to live in the light of truth, the light of restoration, the light of destiny. I have not only given you another chance, I have given you a new vision, and you are called to walk in it. With your eyes lifted, your heart open wide, and your steps unwavering. The truth I have given you will be a firm foundation for every decision, every relationship, every turn in your journey ahead. You will no longer be easily swayed by the winds of slander, envy, or peer pressure. When your heart is rooted in truth, you will know who you are, and you will be able to discern what is real from what is illusion. And on that foundation, You will stand firm like a tree planted by streams of water, always flourishing, always bearing fruit, always bringing life to those around you. So, my child, rise up. Do not let anyone or anything from your past hinder your steps any longer. Cast off the weight of insecurity, of doubt, of the wounding words that once haunted your mind. Instead, clothe yourself in the robe of glory I have prepared for you. Walk in the authority of one who is loved, forgiven, anointed, and chosen. For you are not merely a survivor. You are a carrier of hope. You are not only one who has been healed, you are a vessel of healing. You are not just being led, you are called to lead others. When waves of fear begin to rise within your soul, when your heart trembles before the unknown, pause and take a deep breath in my presence. Do not let the shadows of anxiety deceive you into thinking you are alone in the storm. You were not designed to live in panic. You were not given a fragile spirit that shatters under trial, but a powerful spirit forged by divine power, equipped with wisdom from heaven, and filled with unshakable love. Do not let any voice, whether it comes from outside or echoes from within, tell you that you are not strong enough. For I have planted within you a seed of power that no force of darkness can extinguish. Let this truth flow like living water through every hidden chamber of your heart. Let it become the voice louder than every doubt, greater than every opposing sound that seeks to pull you from your destiny. You are not one destined for failure or to live under the weight of unseen worries. You are one who is called to stand firm, to walk with the confidence of one who knows they are loved and protected by a presence that never leaves. My beloved child, the foundation I have laid beneath your feet is not sinking sand that collapses when storms arise. It is the solid rock of eternal truth, the promise that never changes, the grace that never runs dry. Even if everything around you is shaking, even if the world seems to be spinning into chaos, you can remain steady because you are built upon an unshakable foundation. Remember, it is not by your own strength that you endure, but by my supernatural power that lifts you every moment. In every breath you take, my breath is within you. In every step you walk, my footprints walk beside you. You do not need to strive to maintain peace by your own strength, for I myself am your peace. I did not come merely to bring fleeting comfort, but to become the eternal dwelling place for your soul. Let my presence not merely brush against you and leave, but allow it to take deep root in the innermost places of your heart. Let me enter every room of your life, the ones that have long been locked away due to wounds, due to fear, due to the belief that they are too broken for me to touch. But I tell you today, there is no place too dark that my light cannot illuminate. There is no fragment too shattered that I cannot gather and make new. Stop resisting my love, and begin to live in it as you were always destined to. Do not flee from my presence when you feel unworthy. My presence is not reserved for perfect souls, but for hearts that recognize their weakness and run to the safest refuge. I did not come to condemn you, but to restore you. I did not come to erase your name from the book of life, but to engrave it upon the palm of my hand. You may think that my presence only arrives in spiritual mountaintop moments, in songs of praise or sacred gatherings, but no. I am near to you even in the quietest moments, when you feel nothing, when it seems like you are wandering through the fog of life. It is in those very moments that I am there, silent yet powerful, hidden yet full of glory. You do not need an overwhelming feeling to know that I am present. You only need to believe. For faith is the key that opens the door for me to enter and move. When your mind is overwhelmed by confusion, remember that I am your clarity. When your emotions rage like a storm, remember that I am your steadfast anchor. When you feel drained and have nothing left to give, come close to me. Let me fill you again with the endless life of heaven. Do not let what your eyes see cloud what I have spoken. Do not let painful experiences suffocate your hope. You do not live by what you feel, but by what I have promised, and I am faithful. I never break my word. There will be times when the silence seems too long, when it feels like heaven no longer hears your cry. But take heart. Silence is not absence. It is when I am doing my deepest work within you. I am peeling away what is false, pruning what is excessive, shaping your soul so that it may reflect my image more clearly. Do not fear the emptiness, for it is within that space I plant the seeds of a new season, a season where you will not merely survive, but live abundantly, in peace, in freedom, in my fullness. So let every day be an open invitation for me to come in, not only in times of convenience, but also in the midst of chaos. Do not seek me only when you need answers, but long for me, because I am the greatest reward. I am the one who knows you better than anyone, and I do not merely know you. I love you, fully, deeply, unconditionally. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are covered by my living presence, and you are being called into a deeper journey, one where fear has no power, where faith burns bright, and where love is the very atmosphere you breathe. You may tremble, but do not retreat. You may grow weary, but do not give up. For I, the one who is speaking to you, am the one who began a good work in you, and I will bring it to completion, not too early, not too late, but at the appointed time. My beloved child, each day passes like quiet waves flowing gently over the rocky shore of your soul, and I long for you, in every passing moment of time, to become increasingly sensitive to my gentle yet powerful leading, not in the thunderous noise, not in grand and dazzling events, but in the softest of whispers that I breathe into the innermost depths of your spirit, the place no one else can reach but you and me. Be still, slow down, learn to listen not only with the ears of the flesh, but with the discernment of a heart that seeks my sacred presence. There will be days when my voice may seem faint amidst the hurried clamor of life, but the truth is, I have never stopped speaking. It is your mind, too burdened by worry and fear, that has missed the loving words I whisper each morning and every time night falls. Learn to be silent before me, for in that sacred stillness you will begin to perceive truths far deeper than any loud proclamation. Loving sighs from my heart, voiceless encouragements, and even the gentle gaze of kindness I set upon you, though you may not notice. When your life is surrounded by confusion and adversity, when the crashing waves of circumstance threaten to drown you in despair, remember this: I am not a distant deity seated in unreachable heavens. I am the place you can run to, your steadfast stronghold, your safe refuge amid the storm that rages. Do not think you must overcome everything on your own. I never have and never will require that of you. I am there, right beside you, not merely to observe, but to uphold you, to shelter you, to carry the weight you can no longer bear. When your feet grow weary from wandering too long in the barren desert, I will be the shade beneath which you may rest. When your soul drifts like a fragile boat upon the uncertain sea, I will be the steady shore where you can anchor. You need not seek shelter in fleeting illusions, for I myself am your true dwelling place, and in that place, within my embrace, you will no longer be hemmed in by fear, but will overflow with peace that no one can steal from you. My child, my love and care for you are not flowery promises that fade with time. They are a covenant etched upon my very heart, written in the blood of sacrifice, sealed by my name, the faithful one. This is a vow that no power of darkness can shake. Even when the enemy whispers lies into your ear, that you are unworthy, that you've failed too many times, that I will abandon you, do not believe them, for I do not love you because you are flawless. I love you because you are mine. And once I have chosen you, nothing can separate you from the love I have for you. When you walk through fire, I will be with you, so the flames do not consume you. When you pass through deep waters, I will lift you, so you do not drown. When you tread through darkness, I will be the lamp at your feet and the light on your path. I do not promise that you will never face trials, but I do promise that in every situation, you will never be alone. I am the strength within you when you feel too weak. I am the wisdom when you do not know where to turn. I am the peace when storms roar around you. And above all, I am the love that never changes. Beloved child, every whisper I place within your soul carries a deeper purpose. Do not disregard them simply because they seem small or hard to understand. Treasure them. Hold them close. You may not grasp their meaning yet, but each fragment will one day form the greater picture I am painting in your life. Trust in my rhythm, even when you cannot hear the music. For I am not only the author of your story, I am the one walking with you through every line of that unfolding journey. Every trial you face is not a punishment, but an invitation for you to learn to lean deeper into me. When it feels like you've been cornered with no way out, know this: I am actually opening a new path for you, a path hidden not in your sight, but in the goodness of my divine plan. Let your heart soften in my hands. Let me shape you, not through force, but through the gentleness of a loving father. My care for you is not only evident when everything goes well. In truth, you will see me most clearly when you are at your lowest. It is in the depths of darkness that my light shines the brightest. It is in suffering that my comfort becomes most tender. And in your tears, you will find my face leaning close, gently wiping away each sorrowful drop. Do not measure my love by what you hold in your hands. Measure it by my presence that never leaves your side. By the way I walk beside you, even when you are unaware. Do not let the noise of the world drown out the sweet whisper I constantly speak to you. You are mine, and I will never abandon you. My child, let my love soften your heart. Let my care be the place you rest when you are weary. And let the spiritual whispers I place within you each day become your compass, guiding you through the shadowed paths of life. I do not promise an easy journey, but I promise a journey you will never walk alone. With every step you take, I walk with you. With every burden you carry, I carry it with you. Every prayer you utter, I receive with my whole heart. You are my joy, the reason I continue to shield and lead you, not because you are deserving, but because my love is not based on conditions. So come near to me, whether you are standing strong or barely holding on. Keep listening, even when your faith is overflowing or reduced to a flicker of doubt, and keep believing, because the covenant I have made with you is eternal. a covenant no one can erase and nothing can dim. In that covenant, you always have a place, never lost, never replaceable. Beloved child, every word I plant within your heart is not merely a passing sound in the wind, nor a fleeting thought that drifts through your mind. Each word is a sacred seed sown deep in the spiritual soil of your soul, a seed carrying life, hope, and a divine purpose beyond human understanding. That seed will not blossom just by being heard once. It must be cherished, watered by faith, nurtured by patience, and cultivated with steadfast trust in me. Do not underestimate the value of a word spoken from my mouth. For every word I declare carries creative power, the capacity to heal, and the ability to unlock what once seemed impossible. If you would hold on to my words like treasure, if you would allow them to take root deeply within your soul, and refuse to let go even when the winds of trial blow fiercely, you will witness something extraordinary. Those very words will begin to grow, transforming into deep wisdom, inner strength, and an unshakable life. Do not let doubt, even the faintest whisper, steal away the reward I am giving freely to you. What I offer is a gift born of eternal love, not based on merit, but on the sacred relationship between me and you. Yet the enemy lurks, always ready to sow different seeds, not of life, but of fear, suspicion, and surrender. It will whisper, "That promise isn't for you. You're not worthy of receiving it," or it's just wishful thinking, not truth. My child, do not listen to those voices. Let your ears be cleansed by truth, and let your soul remain rooted in me, the one who never changes. Engraving my words upon your heart is not merely about remembering them. It is about allowing them to live within you. Let them be inscribed on the walls of your soul as one would carve the names of their dearest loved ones. Let them become your breath, your guiding light, the heartbeat that never ceases within you. For only when my words truly dwell within you can they begin the sacred work of transforming you from the inside out. Layer by layer, piece by piece. This transformation does not happen in haste, but with steady certainty. As each day passes, you will find yourself no longer the same. The things that once terrified you will begin to lose their grip. The despair that once drowned you will give way to new hope. This is the quiet yet wondrous work of my word in the soul of one who believes. And when you feel exhausted, when your feet no longer have the strength to carry you forward, when your weary eyes can no longer see a glimmer of light ahead, remember my words. My strength is sufficient for you. You are not required to carry everything alone. You need not strive in desperation to sustain what I myself have begun. If you tremble, I will uphold you. If you stumble, I will keep you standing. If you fall, I will be the arm that lifts you once more. My strength is not based on your present condition, but on my unchanging nature, as the Almighty One, full of mercy and compassion. If there ever comes a day when you find yourself straying from the right path, if your heart loses direction among the countless crossroads of life, do not be afraid. I do not demand instant perfection. I am the gentle shepherd, and I will lovingly guide you back. There will be no rebuke, no condemnation, only everlasting love and a hand forever extended to welcome you home. No matter how far you have gone, if you call out to me, I will be there. Just one cry from the depths of your soul, and I will answer with the fullness of heaven's mercy. My beloved, I do not lead you through confusion. You are not lost in randomness. I am directing your steps even when you do not perceive it. You may not yet see the whole picture, but I do, and I know exactly where you are, what you feel, and what you need to reach the place where you truly belong. Do not grow discouraged when you do not yet see the outcome. Every step you take with me, no matter how small, is never wasted. Every act of obedience is a stone laid in the foundation of the complete future I have already prepared. That future is not an empty dream. It is not shrouded in uncertainty or shadow. The future I am leading you into is a place where promises are fulfilled, where seeds of faith begin to bloom, and where every silent tear you have shed will be wiped away by unspeakable joy. It is a place where you will not simply survive, but live fully, bathed in deep peace, true joy, and a closeness with me that you have never known before. So take heart. Do not live only with eyes fixed on what is seen. Walk by faith. Believe that everything I have spoken is true, even when it seems to contradict what you currently experience. Believe that I am the one who will never leave you, the one who loves you not because you are good, but because I am love. And let that love guide you, heal you, transform you, and lead you into the radiant destiny you were chosen for from the very beginning. Let every word I speak become a source of life for you, nourishment for your soul, living water that refreshes the dry and barren places within your heart. Learn to live, not by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from my mouth. And when you do this, you will never lack, not because all your problems will disappear, but because you will have found the source of life that never runs dry. Let my words sink deep into you like rain soaking into the soil, softening even the driest places of your spirit, so that new life may begin to spring forth. Let it take root. Let it saturate the hidden places within, preparing the ground for growth, renewal, and transformation. Continually speak my word to yourself, letting every phrase echo through your heart, shaping your decisions, guiding your thoughts, influencing your reactions to challenges, and infusing your love for others. Let my voice be louder than the noise of the world, the voice that calls you back when you're about to stray, the voice that lifts you when you're weary, and the voice that invites you into a life of purpose, direction, and strength. Do not carry my word as something optional, something to follow only if convenient. No, my child. Treat it as the one true compass you rely on amidst the turbulence of life. For it is my word that will shape your smallest choices, helping you discern what is right among countless distractions. Let my word intervene in your thinking, dismantling negative thoughts, removing false beliefs, and setting you free from the chains of an old way of living. When you let my word guide you, you are choosing to live in freedom, not the kind the world offers, but the kind that flows from the presence of the Eternal One. I desire for you to hold on to my word, not only in the bright days when all seems well and your heart is light. I long for you to cling to it, especially in the dark days, when everything feels uncertain, and I am your only anchor. Let my word be the anchor that holds you steady when the winds of life try to sweep you off course. Carry it not only into the church or your prayer time, but into the everyday moments of your life. When you speak with a stranger, when you handle your work, when you're faced with a difficult choice, or when your heart feels wounded. My word is not mere theory, it is breath and life. It is not a burden, but wings, lifting you beyond your own limitations. Let it transform you from the inside out, changing the way you see yourself, the way you perceive others, and the way you envision the future I am calling you into. Let it enter into your relationships, empowering you to love with patience, forgive with compassion, and build with humility. Let it shape even the dreams you pursue, so they are no longer driven by selfish ambition, but are transformed into holy aspirations, nourished by faith and gratitude. When you truly build your life upon my word, not on fleeting emotions, not on the expectations of others, and certainly not on fear, you will begin to experience a freedom the world cannot comprehend. It is not the freedom to do whatever you please, but the freedom from every chain that binds your soul. You will no longer be ruled by circumstances or overwhelmed by unexpected storms. You will no longer live in the confusion of not knowing where you belong, because you will know with certainty you are standing on an unshakable foundation. My eternal promise, spoken by the faithful one. The peace you will experience as you dwell in my word is not the fragile kind the world offers, peace that crumbles when situations change. It is a peace so deep that even when storms rage around you, your heart remains calm as still waters. This peace does not come from the absence of problems, but from the living presence of me in the midst of all things. And the joy you will taste, it will not be a fleeting thrill, but an underground stream that never runs dry, flowing even when nothing outward seems worth rejoicing over. No one can take that joy away from you, because it does not come from people or circumstances. It comes from the intimate relationship between you and me. It springs from the deep knowing that you are living in alignment with your divine purpose, that each day you live carries eternal significance. That joy is the reward of the one who places their full trust in me, the one who dares to choose the narrow path that leads to true life. The foundation I desire for you to build your life upon is not shifting sand that quickly fades away, but solid rock, a foundation upon which, even when everything around you collapses, you still stand. A foundation that is not swayed by praise or criticism, not shaken by the changes of the world, and not eroded by the passage of time. It is the foundation of truth, of faithfulness, and of the everlasting love I have for you. When you live rooted in this foundation, you will no longer tremble at the storms of life, because you know the one who holds you is the one who never changes. My beloved, do not let my words remain only in your memory. Live them out with every breath and every tangible action. Let others look at your life and see the light of my words shining through. Be a living witness to my transforming power. Do not hide those words beneath the dust of fear or weariness. Be courageous and step out. Live according to what I have spoken, even when it sets you apart from the crowd. For what I have placed in you is not meant to be hidden, but to be shared, like light that shows the way, like salt that preserves life from decay. My beloved child, at the deepest core of my heart is an unceasing longing for you, a longing to renew your soul, to revive your spirit each day, and to ignite within you a fire so strong that no force can extinguish it. I do not merely want you to survive the storms of life. I want you to live fully, with courage, with clarity, and with a joy that does not come from this world, but from me alone. I long to see you walk not in trembling, but with steady confidence, knowing that you are supported by a source that never runs dry, by a love that never fades. When you open your heart, truly open it with humility and trust. When you stop resisting or shutting yourself off out of fear of being hurt again, it is in that sacred moment that I can reach you most deeply. In that place of surrender, I will grant you clarity that pierces through every layer of confusion and doubt. I will release divine understanding that enables you to grasp truths that once seemed distant or unclear. And more than anything, I will bring you into a deep stillness, a peace that is not disturbed by outward chaos, a calm that doesn't come from controlling everything, but from wholly trusting the hand that holds all things together. The care I extend to you is not some distant, cold, abstract kind of love. No, my child, it is present. It flows through every moment you breathe. It weaves through every worry. It abides in every fragile heartbeat. It is not a far-off presence, but a nearness full of power and gentleness, soothing the waves of anxiety that crash upon your mind, soothing the clouds of doubt, and quietly healing the cracks you've tried so hard to hide inside. Do you know this? Every element of my support carries within it a miraculous capacity to heal. Not one part of it is meaningless. Not a single action is wasted. No matter how small it may seem to you, in my hands all things bear eternal value. I reach for you not to reshape you into the patterns of the world, but to restore you into the image I originally designed, a person who is deeply loved, divinely chosen, purposefully equipped, and sent forth with a sacred mission. Be courageous, my beloved, and allow me to reach the places in your heart you've long avoided, the shadowed corners, the darkened chambers where you once believed no one could ever understand, much less heal. Let me enter there. I do not come to judge, but to heal. I do not come to expose your flaws, but to restore your wholeness. I do not come to force you, but to love you, willingly, gently, and profoundly. Do not be afraid when I begin to stir the waters you thought had long settled. For sometimes, the stillness you've clung to is merely a cover for the pain you've never been able to release. I must bring these things into the light, not to wound you, but so I can truly touch and heal them. I see how strong you've been just to endure it all. But now, I invite you to no longer be strong in the ways of the world. Instead, let me be your strength. Open your heart not only to be comforted, but to receive a new understanding, a vision I have set apart just for you. I want you to see not just your present circumstance, but the deep value and magnificent plan I crafted for you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. No pain you've endured is meaningless. No tear you've cried has escaped my notice. I have collected every drop, and one day I will water a harvest of joy and life from them. My beloved child, allow my presence to flow freely in your life, without hindrance, without limitation. Let me be the rhythm that guides your every day, the breath that fills your lungs each morning, the light that breaks through the darkest night. When you let me move, unhindered, you will discover that things you've struggled with for a lifetime suddenly become possible, effortless even, when you surrender in my presence. Not because you are incapable, but because I never created you to walk alone. So, dearest one, let this support, this sustaining strength of the one who never grows weary, touch the wounds you carry. Let my love be like healing waters, flowing through every crack, every void, every dry and weary place in your soul. Even when you don't understand why some wounds remain unhealed, or why your heart still feels heavy at times, trust that I know. And I do more than just know. I am working, I am healing, in my way, in my time, with the kind of unconditional love only I can give. The restoration I bring is not a surface repair. It is a transformation from the root, a renewing of the very foundation. It is the process by which I reshape how you see yourself, how you see me, and how you envision your future. I do not promise that every day will be easy, but I do promise that you will never walk alone again. And through this journey, every step you take will bear the mark of healing, of hope, and of a faith refined in the fire, not consumed, but radiant. My beloved, let not a single day pass without your heart being refreshed in my presence. Each morning, as the first light kisses your eyes, let your soul open like a flower longing for the sun, ready to receive the breath of life I long to breathe into you. Let your spiritual commitment to me be more than a promise once whispered in a moment of emotion. Let it be a continuous lifeline, a steady heartbeat within you, pulsing with devotion each and every day. Step into each morning, not with the burdens of yesterday, but with a fresh expectation that today I will move in your life. Let the longing to be near me become the first thing your heart seeks when you awaken, before your hand reaches for the phone or your mind drifts to work. Do not let the weariness of the world be the last thing that lingers in your thoughts before sleep takes you. Instead, let whispers of gratitude and surrender echo within your soul, like a song rising to the one who has watched over you all day long. You are not alone. You were never meant to face every storm by yourself. I did not place you in this world only to leave you wandering in the dark. I am the light that illuminates each of your steps, the steady hand always ready to catch you when you grow weary, the shoulder that never turns away when you need a place to rest your head and weep. Come near to me when your heart is weighed down, when your soul is full of unanswered questions, when everything around you seems to be falling apart. I do not ask you to be strong in order to approach me. It is in your weakest moments, when your hands are empty and your heart is worn, that I am nearest to you. I do not need you to hide your inner struggles. Offer them to me. Every fear, every pain, every silent disappointment you've never dared to speak aloud. I will not reject you, nor will I condemn you for the times you've collapsed in exhaustion. On the contrary, I will draw you into my embrace, and within my arms you will relearn how to stand, how to breathe, how to hope again, and how to trust that good things still await you. I have prepared a life for you that is not bound by the invisible chains of sin, shame, or the control of the world. I have placed within your soul a destiny far greater than any limit you've ever imagined. But to step into it, you must remain in me, not as a visitor passing through, but as a child dwelling in the loving embrace of their Father. To remain means choosing me daily amid 1,000 other choices. To remain means being faithful to the call of the Spirit, even when it sets you apart from the crowd. To remain means learning how to be still enough to listen and how to trust even when nothing is yet visible. Do you know that everything I lead you through is not meant to break you, but to reveal the strength that already lives within you? A strength that does not come from your own striving, but from me, the one who dwells in you. You don't have to prove yourself worthy of love. My love for you is unconditional. I chose you not because you were perfect, but because I saw something precious in you that many others have overlooked. I see you in your rawest and most fragile form, and yet I call you beloved, child of the light, one set apart for a sacred purpose in this world. I see everything others might miss, the quiet efforts you make, the tears you shed in the dark, the times you choose to do what's right even when no one is watching. I do not merely see the actions on the surface. I perceive every movement within your heart, every whisper in your mind as you wrestle with doubt, as you rise above fear, and as you fight to hold on to faith in the darkest of days. I have witnessed your faithfulness in the smallest things, and I hold it all close with a love that never forgets. No sacrifice you've made is ever wasted. No steadfast step you take goes unnoticed by me. When you feel as if you're walking alone down a long and quiet road, know that I am walking right beside you, every step of the way. Even when you cannot feel me, it does not mean I am absent. On the contrary, it is in those very moments of your weakness that my presence surrounds you even more closely than ever before. I am the keeper who never takes his eyes off of you, and I am silently building a path of hope where your eyes can only see walls. Be assured that your future is neither forgotten nor abandoned. I am carefully, intricately shaping it, like a potter tending to the form of a treasured vessel. Even if you cannot yet discern the full shape of what I am crafting, hold your heart steady. Every trial you endure, every seeming failure you believe you cannot overcome, I am using as part of a divine process of refinement. No sorrow is meaningless when placed in my hands, and no path is hopeless when I am the one guiding you. Each new dawn you embrace is not a mere repetition of yesterday. It is a reminder from heaven that hope remains, that there is still a chance for you to be renewed and made stronger. It is my gentle whisper to your soul saying, you are still chosen, you are still loved, you are still being upheld. No matter how many times you fall, I will always be ready to lift you up, dry your tears, and walk alongside you. My strength does not depend on your perfection. In fact, it is through your imperfections that my power is most clearly and deeply revealed. So do not lose heart when you feel drained. Do not turn away from hope simply because disappointment has visited you before. I am the one who gives you strength, not just once, but every day, every hour, every moment you need me. Even when you doubt yourself, know this: I have never doubted you. In my eyes, you are not merely someone struggling to survive. You are a warrior, trained by my hand, destined for a purpose far greater than you imagine, and you will fulfill it, not by your own might, but by the unending support of my presence. Walk forward, my child, not on trembling feet of fear, but with a heart lit by determined faith. Do not let the voices of doubt, whether they come from others or rise from within, steal the hope and confidence I have planted in you. Criticism, harsh words, or condescending looks cannot define your true worth. Let me be the one who defines you. I have called you beloved, greatly valued, chosen to bring light into darkness, and I never speak in error. You are not the sum of your past, your failures, or your limitations. You are a being designed by eternal love, brought to life by the very breath of the Almighty. Within you lies potential even you have not yet discovered. Do not diminish yourself simply because others cannot see the treasure I've placed inside you. Stand tall, not in pride, but in strong humility, because you know who created you, who is leading you, and who lives within you. Dare to dream again, my child. Dare to envision the life your heart longs for, a life not confined by fear or shaped by prejudice, but lived in fullness according to my sacred calling for you. That life is not as distant as you think. It begins when you take small steps in response to the inner call, when you choose forgiveness over bitterness, love over withdrawal, trust over surrendering to despair. Every small decision you make, when led by me, holds the power to shift your entire journey. Let my wisdom be your lamp when you stand at the crossroads. When your heart hesitates, return to stillness and listen for the whisper of my spirit. I will not let you fall into the snare of deception or wander lost in the dark. If you truly long to know my will, you will be given clarity, not vague or uncertain, but as sure and bright as the rising sun each morning. My child, the life you envision, full of meaning, overflowing with love, deeply connected to me and to others, is not merely a dream. It is what I have prepared for you long before you ever set foot on this earth. I wove those very desires into your soul as a prophecy from heaven itself, declaring what is yet to come. And if I am the one who sowed them, I will also cause them to bloom, in due season, at the appointed time. But you must walk forward. You must remain steadfast. You must dare to believe. And every time you choose to trust in me rather than in what is visible, a portion of heaven is established in your life. Every time you resist doubt and stand firm in the truth, you compose a symphony of faith that causes the heavens to rejoice. I am here, not as a distant observer, but as your companion. I am the firm foundation beneath your feet. I am the voice that continually calls from within you. I am the quiet strength that lifts you when you feel you can't go on. And I will remain here until your own eyes behold what I have promised: a future filled with hope, life, and glory. Do not be afraid to move forward, even when the road ahead is not clearly marked, even when questions linger in your heart. For I, the one who created you and knows every beat of your heart, am walking with you every step of the way. I am not merely witnessing your journey from afar. I am the one guiding it. I am the light that illuminates your path. I am the steady hand that holds yours through the most difficult moments. Walk boldly with unwavering faith, for every step taken in trust brings you closer to the divine destiny I have prepared, a destiny built not upon your effort, but upon my mercy, grace, and unfailing promises. You never walk alone. My presence is not a distant theory or an abstract idea. It is a living reality, wrapping around you like a cloak of protection and peace. I go before you to clear the path, to break through every obstacle, and to prepare all that is good. I stand behind you to sustain and support you when you grow weary. And I am beside you, your faithful companion, who never leaves your side. Whether you turn to the left or to the right, whether you walk in the brightness of dawn or wander through the shadows of the longest night, know this for certain: I am there. So go forward, not in your own strength, but in the assurance that the power of the Eternal One is with you. You are a carrier of my glory, not because you are flawless, but because I have placed my name upon your life. My promises are as unshakable as my very nature, unchanging, unwavering, not bound by circumstances or fleeting emotions. When I say I will be with you until the end, it is not a temporary comfort. It is an everlasting covenant, and that covenant is not written in ink, but sealed in the crimson flow of mercy that pours from the depths of my love. There will be days when you don't understand what is happening. There will be seasons when it feels like you're walking through thick fog, unable to see the way, unsure of your direction. But I do not require you to understand everything. I only ask that you keep trusting me, for I know the way, and I am not leading you blindly, but with vision that far exceeds all human understanding. When you cannot see the way out, I am still making a way. When you no longer have words to pray, I am still listening to the groanings of your spirit. And when you no longer have strength to continue, I will carry you, lifting you across the stretch of road you thought you could never cross. On this journey you will encounter many thirsty souls, those who are seeking the light, yearning for a glimmer of hope amidst the thick darkness of life. They will come to you not because of eloquent words, but because they sense something different within you. a life, a stream of living water flowing from the depths of your soul. This is not your own strength, but the outpouring of my Spirit within you. You are the vessel I have chosen to bring healing to the wounded, comfort to those who weep, and hope to the despairing. Remember this: my presence in you is not only to uphold you, but also to reach others through you. Even if they cannot explain it, they will feel it. Even if they do not yet understand, they will be drawn by something deeper than words. That is the attraction of my presence in you, a light that cannot be hidden and a warmth that cannot be extinguished. You are the bearer of a sacred mission, the one I have called out of darkness into light, not only that you may be healed, but that you may become a source of life for those who thirst. Do not underestimate the small things you are doing. A gentle word of encouragement, a sincere embrace, an act of silent forgiveness, all have the power to change a heart when placed in my hands. Often it is through these seemingly simple gestures that I reveal my presence most powerfully. Stay faithful in the little things, and I will entrust you with greater things, for I know your heart is fertile ground for my blessings to be sown. I did not choose you because you were better than others, but because I saw a willing heart. I did not call you because you were ready, but it is my calling that will prepare you. I am equipping you each day through every experience, every hardship, every small miracle, so that you may carry the light in a world engulfed in chaos. And I rejoice because you have not rejected this calling, even though it sometimes comes with tears and seasons of loneliness. My beloved child, dare to believe that what I have begun in you, I will also bring to glorious completion. Nothing can hinder my plans when you place your trust fully in me. No slander, no wound, no delay caused by man can divert the path I have laid before you. The only thing I ask is that you do not let go of my hand, no matter what comes. Hold on tightly, stand firm, not by your own strength, but by the faith sustained by my unshakable promises. Now is the time, my beloved, that I give you a new way of seeing, a vision not distorted by earthly limitations, no longer clouded by the shadows of old wounds. I am bringing you into a season of clarity where you will begin to recognize your true nature in the light of my glory. You are no longer the person the world once labeled, no longer the twisted image shaped by painful experiences, but the complete image I formed from the beginning, a being who carries the breath of heaven, a chosen soul, anointed and set apart to fulfill a divine purpose far beyond human understanding. Be brave enough to lay aside the echoes of the past, the whispers that once caused you to doubt yourself, the voices that denied your sacred worth, the glances that tried to suffocate the wings within you yearning to soar. You no longer belong to those days. You have outgrown the boundaries of those who tried to confine you within the narrow frame of their own perceptions. I brought you out of that darkness, not so you would remain still, but so that you would walk forward as one who is free, as one whose eyes have been opened to behold the greatness I have planted within your very being from the beginning. Do not allow the harsh words of those who do not understand you to imprison your soul for even another moment. These people have no authority to define your worth. They only see what lies on the surface, but I am the one who sees deep within, into the place where the cracks have become evidence of resilience, where silent tears have turned into radiant gems of faithfulness. Remember, you do not need their recognition to become the person I have called you to be. Their approval does not elevate you, and their rejection holds no power to bring you down. Jealous hearts are often ensnared in the whirlwind of envy and spiritual blindness. They cannot comprehend because they have never walked in the light. They have not experienced the inner transformation, and so they remain trapped in the maze of their own inner chaos. Their insecurity keeps them from rejoicing when others are lifted up. They speak words of denial not out of truth, but because they cannot endure the light you carry. But my beloved, I did not call you to bow before misguided voices. I did not choose you so that you might seek comfort in the gaze of those who are spiritually blind. You are called to live as one who has seen the light, as one no longer ruled by the reactions of others, but walking firmly in the guidance of the Spirit. The wisdom I have placed within you will lead you through the lands of criticism, without letting their dust cling to your soul. Every time you are misunderstood, misjudged, overlooked, or cast aside, remember that my eyes have never turned away from you. It is in those very moments when people push you to the margins that I am placing you at the center of my purpose. You are not being rejected. You are being established. You are not being dismissed, but protected from connections that do not bring life. You are not being diminished, but humbled for a season, so that I may raise you in true glory. And you will see one day, those who once mocked you will stand in awe of what I have done in and through you. But even more wondrous than that is this: you will no longer need to prove anything to them, for by then your heart will have been healed. You will not need praise to feel whole, nor recognition to know your value. You will live as one who is deeply aware that they are loved, chosen, and led by the one who never breaks his promises. I want you to look into the mirror and see clearly the one I see, a person no longer bound by old wounds, but healed and strengthened through every spiritual battle. One who no longer lives to please people, but to reflect the beauty of the one who formed them. One who no longer trembles before opposing voices, but stands firm upon the foundation of divine truth. So, my child, let me cleanse your mind of every residue of rejection and prejudice. Let me replace every voice of denial with my eternal promises. I have written an unbreakable covenant within your heart, one that cannot be erased by the tongues of men. I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands, and I will never forget the one for whom I shed my blood to redeem. I am calling you to live with a greater vision, with eyes that see beyond the surface of things, and with a heart wide enough to love even those who have wounded you, not because they deserve it, but because you carry my nature, the nature of the one who extends mercy even when rejected. True freedom does not come from being accepted by others, but from knowing who you are in me, and this is who you are: a warrior of light, a bearer of life, a messenger of hope amidst a lost generation. Do not waste your time arguing with distorted voices. Let your journey speak for you. Let your steadfastness, your restoration, be your answer. Let the powerful silence of the one who has been healed become a resounding declaration that I am the living one, moving and acting in the souls of the faithful. Walk forward with your head held high, your heart light, and your steps firm, for every chain of judgment from the past has already been broken by me. You are no longer a prisoner of the past. You are an heir to a radiant future, sealed by my unchanging love and power. Therefore, live as one who has been set free. Speak as one who has been delivered. Act as one carrying a mission from heaven. And always remember, in every circumstance, whether in ease or in trial, you are still my beloved, and that will never change. My precious one, the light of my grace is shining brilliantly upon you like a glory that cannot be hidden. Even those who stand at a distance, pretending not to see, cannot deny that something different rests upon your life. They may not be able to name it, they may not be able to explain it, But deep within, in a way they cannot dismiss, they know you are being upheld by a strength that surpasses their understanding. That is, my grace. A sacred stream that pours continuously into your life, saturating every step you take, every thought you think, every breath you breathe. They see endurance in you when you should have collapsed. They see peace in you while the world around you is chaos. They see you still walking forward despite 1,000 walls in your way, and this baffles them. For they cannot comprehend the root of your self-control, your powerful silence, your calm amidst the storm. They cannot explain how you remain standing while waves crash from every side. But I know it is because I am the solid ground beneath your feet, the hidden strength surging within you, the one who sustains you through every long night and stormy day. They cannot touch what is backing you, for they have no authority to do so. They have not been given the power to undo what I have ordained. They may speak, they may gossip, they may cast doubt, but they cannot change a single word of what I have spoken. They hold no authority to block the stream of destiny I am pouring into your life. My will is faithful, unshakable, unmoved by human plans. What I establish before the foundation of the world will stand firm, no matter how many voices rise against it, no matter how many schemes of darkness are arranged to hinder you. My child, I did not create you to live trapped in the shadow of others, but to rise as one destined to walk in glory. You will not merely endure slander, disapproving glances, or whispers designed to make you doubt yourself. You will rise above them all, not merely surviving, but triumphing, not merely enduring, but radiating, not merely existing, but living fully in the transformation I am bringing forth in you, clearly and powerfully. And this transformation, it is I who am performing it in you, not by your own strength, not through fleeting effort, but through my powerful touch. I am shaping your soul, enlarging your vision, and cleansing the remnants of the old so that you may live fully in the identity I have given you. Each day I am doing the work of renewal, trading weariness for endurance, fear for faith, tears for the oil of joy. I am lifting you beyond the limits others have tried to place upon you, and drawing you out of the confines of what you once believed was enough. Do not be afraid of the surrounding noise, my child. They are merely faint echoes from hearts that have yet to be awakened. Do not let your spirit be tainted by the harshness of those who cannot understand you. Their doubt does not reflect the truth. It merely mirrors the limits of their own perception. Let them speak, but you must walk on in quiet strength. For every step you take on this earth is observed and remembered by me. You do not need to respond to every accusation. You owe no explanation to those unwilling to understand. It is your life, the undeniable restoration I am bringing forth, that will become a living testimony, speaking louder than 10,000 words ever could. You may have been disregarded, cast aside, or misjudged, but that has never altered your true worth in me. That is why I not only restore you, I honor you in my way and in my time. What I am doing within you will leave those who once looked down on you in awe. But even greater than that is this miracle. Your heart will no longer carry resentment, for I am healing you so deeply, so completely, that what remains in you will be only love, mercy, and gratitude. Continue to live as the one who has been chosen, because that is the truth. You do not need to wait for a dramatic sign to confirm it. You are living in the miracle every single day. your quiet obedience, your steadfast hope in the midst of hardship, your unwavering faith. These are the great miracles unfolding upon the earth. Every time you say, "I still believe," even when everything around you says otherwise, that is a thunderous victory in the spiritual realm. And I, the one who sees what is hidden, will not let it be forgotten. I am lifting you out of the land of doubters and setting you in the skies of those who trust. You will see doors open that no one can shut. You will enter lands you once only dared to dream of. And when that moment comes, you will not carry bitterness with you. Your heart will be full of thanksgiving, for you will know with clarity who did it for you. None other than I, the faithful one, who always completes what I begin. Now, my beloved child, your faith has become like refined steel forged in blazing fire, strong, radiant, and unshakable. Through each trial, through every silent battle waged within your soul, you have grown beyond what you ever imagined. You are no longer the person you once were, no longer swayed by public opinion, no longer trembling before fear or rejection. No, you have risen beyond the limited self of yesterday. I have purified you, washed away the labels, the shame, and the insecurities that the world tried to etch into your heart. You no longer live to seek the world's approval. You live to delight in me. I myself lifted you out of the ashes, not only to heal you, but to equip you. I have clothed you with the armor of righteousness, placed the sword of my word in your hand, and set your feet upon the path of glory, bathed in the light of heaven. This path is not an easy one, but it is the one upon which every step is covered in my presence and power. I chose you, not by accident, but because you carry within you the capacity to hold a part of my very essence. You are a sanctified vessel, a conduit for blessings from heaven, a sacred instrument set apart in this world to fulfill wonders far beyond human understanding. Within you now I have placed a profound understanding, not one born of books or superficial knowledge, but a revelation imparted by my very Spirit. This divine wisdom enables you to see through what is false, to distinguish the light amid the darkness, and to walk with clarity under the guidance that flows from the highest heavens. I have also bestowed upon you a courageous heart, one that does not tremble before earthly powers, nor falter in the face of threats or shattered pieces. It is a boldness that comes from knowing exactly who holds your destiny in his hands. More than that, I have filled your spirit with a sacred energy that will never run dry, so that even when your body grows weary, your spirit will still rise, still fight, still reach out to touch the soul's longing for light. Walk forward with unwavering conviction, not because everything around you is stable, but because you know with certainty that I have gone before you. Before your feet step into any place, my presence is already there. Before you face a single battle, I have secured the victory for you. Before a prayer escapes your lips, I have already heard the cry of your heart. Nothing you are walking through is beyond my control, and you can rest assured that my mighty hand is upholding you, even when the world seems to be crumbling all around. But prepare your heart and mind, for there will be many souls, those still blind to truth, those lost in darkness, who will attempt to lead you astray. Some will come cloaked in kindness, but carry doubt within. Others will openly oppose you, slander you, and seek to break your spirit. They will try to sow seeds of uncertainty, target your vulnerabilities, and stir up old wounds buried in your memory. But remember this, they will not prevail. For I am the shield over your soul, and I have sealed you with the power of truth. No scheme of theirs can shatter a soul that I have fashioned in the light. They may shout, they may conspire, but they will never touch the deepest part of you, where I dwell. All their efforts will come to nothing, for they are not contending with flesh and blood, but with one who is consecrated, covered, and equipped by the very Spirit of heaven. Do not lose focus because of them, nor shrink back because of resistance. What I have called you to remains truth, even if the world jeers or turns away. What I speak is still life, even if others try to distort it. And you are the living testimony of my love, my truth, and my power in this generation. When you rise in the midst of shouting voices, when you choose love instead of revenge, forgiveness instead of bitterness, you shake the spiritual realm. Every small act you make carries the weight of heaven and sets in motion a shift within many hearts. Do not let fear take root in your soul. Do not allow the whispers of darkness to find refuge in the place I created to be filled with light and life. For when fear is allowed to root, it does not merely cling to your emotions. It seeks to manipulate your will, blur the divine call within, and hinder you from stepping into the fullness I have prepared. But I have not called you to live in the bondage of fear. I am doing a deep work within you, not loud, not flamboyant, but powerful and unshakable. I am fortifying your soul with my very nature, the nature of courage, of holiness, and of unwavering faith. You are not merely being healed, you are being reborn day by day in strength that flows from heaven, a strength that cannot be destroyed, depleted, or shaken by circumstance. I am reinforcing the foundation within you, stronger than any tower you have ever known. The things that once made you anxious, the reasons that once caused you to hesitate, are now being pushed back, layer by layer, by the power of my living presence within you. Every time you choose to trust me instead of following fleeting emotions, I lay another stone upon the firm foundation I am building in the depths of your soul. You no longer need to live as one who worries about tomorrow, because I am the one who holds tomorrow, and I am also the one who lives in you today. Fear cannot touch the place where faith has taken root. I am teaching you how to stand firm without needing to defend yourself with human reasoning. I am training you to steady your heart in the midst of noise and chaos, not because you are strong on your own, but because I dwell within you. I am your true strength, your unshakable refuge. When doubt tries to creep into your mind, remember that I have planted within you an unmovable truth. Remember that my voice is always louder than the noise around you. And if you keep walking in that truth, no doubt can bind you. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are called to live on a higher plane, where peace cannot be bought and trust cannot be shaken by the words of man. Anxiety no longer has a place in your heart, for I have come, and where I dwell there is perfect peace. Anxiety is an uninvited intruder, a thief of present joy. But I am the giver of peace. Not as the world gives. My peace surpasses understanding. It reaches into the deepest places where you once fell, and revives your trust in yourself and in me. Oh, my precious child, you are the one I protect with unchanging love. Not a single moment passes without my eyes upon you. Not a single day goes by where I let you walk alone. You belong to me, and the support I offer is not a fleeting breeze, but a continual, unwavering preservation. Even when you feel weak, when you run out of words to pray, I am still upholding you with intercession from heaven. When you think you are about to collapse, I draw near. Not to judge, but to lift you up and remind you that you have never fallen out of my embrace. You are the one I trust. I have entrusted you with a treasure, not silver or gold or things that fade, but eternal light. That light is not for you to keep hidden, but to shine into the darkest places, where souls are silently aching, waiting for a glimpse of hope. The light within you, my child, is living proof that I am still at work in this world. It is the light of a love that defies the past, of new life springing up in places of death, of joy that rises in the midst of mourning. And today I am inviting you to do this. Share that light with 3 souls who need encouragement. No lofty words are needed, no long sermons required. Just sincerity, just presence, a small act, a compassionate glance. It might be a simple question of care, a gentle word of hope, or even the quiet but honest nearness of your presence. You may never know how deeply that moment might rescue a soul on the brink of giving up, but I know, I see, and I will move through you. You do not need to be perfect to encourage others. It is the very cracks in you that allow the light to shine through even more clearly. The experiences you've walked through, the tears you've cried, they are no longer marks of sorrow, but living testimonies of the healing power I have poured into you. I have taken your pain and used it to plant seeds of life in others. And when you share that light, you too will be renewed, deeper, clearer, and stronger than before. My beloved child, know that in every step you take, I am with you, not merely as a companion, but as a steadfast refuge in the storms of life. Every trial you are facing, no matter how fierce, no matter how much it shakes the world around you, is only temporary. They are not strong enough to topple you, because your roots are not planted in fleeting things, but are deeply grounded in the firm foundation I myself have built within you. You were not created to collapse, but to stand, resilient against every spiritual quake and every tempest that rages outside. My spirit, the one who lives within you, is the light that never fades. That light not only illuminates your path when you've lost your way, but it also warms your soul when darkness closes in. I do not promise to remove every difficulty from your life, but I do guarantee that my spirit will be your sustaining strength every time you feel depleted. When you are weak, He will renew your strength. When you are weary, He will become a fresh spring of water flowing through the deserts of your soul. He will remind you that you are not merely surviving. You are being led, protected, and fashioned in glory. The peace I give you is not like the world's peace, fleeting, circumstantial, or dependent on praise or approval. The peace that comes from me is poured down from heaven and etched into your soul with an eternal seal. That peace will guard you like an unshakable fortress, no matter the chaos that surrounds you. When you choose to let my peace cover your heart, you will witness a wonder, that even in places where all seems lost, your soul can remain still like calm waters. But, my dear child, I also know that what wears you down is not just adversity, but the voices around you. Those careless or deliberate words that wound, the judgmental stares, the gossip hurled at you like cold stones by the world. I know there are days you wonder if you are on the right path when people don't understand you, or even turn away from you. There are moments when the words of others make you want to shrink back, to hide the light I placed within you. But listen closely, my child. When you allow the words of others to dim your worth, that is when you have forgotten who created you and who defined your value from the very beginning. Your worth was never established by man, by those who only see the surface and not the depths. Your worth comes from me, the one who formed you in endless love and declared you exceedingly good. You do not need to live trying to prove yourself to those who fail to recognize the treasure within. Do not entrust your heart to those who do not know how to protect it. Do not let the voices of others hold the power to define who you are. You are not what they label you to be, not the image they form in their limited imagination. You are a being uniquely chosen for a sacred mission, a mission that only you can fulfill. Therefore, do not waste your breath arguing or striving to defend your honor against the mouths of men. Truth does not need to scream to be heard. You do not need to raise your voice to affirm your worth, for you are one who carries a deep peace within, and it is your steadfast silence that speaks with greatest power. The peace I've placed in you will be your invisible armor. It will not only shield you from harm, but also reflect my light to the world, revealing that a greater strength dwells within you. And do you know this? When you guard your heart from agitation, you become a living testimony of an eternal truth that nothing in this world, no criticism, no cold stare, no wicked scheme, can steal the joy I have personally planted within you. That joy does not come from your circumstances, but from your intimate communion with me. It is a joy that no one can sever, no one can measure, and no one can replace. My beloved child, you are now stepping into a new season, a time that I have set apart, a sacred phase, filled with spiritual shifts that the natural eye may not fully perceive. But I see, I know, and I am working tirelessly on your behalf. This is a season of transformation, not merely a surface change, but a deep stirring within your spirit, where your most hidden longings are being awakened, where dreams you thought had withered away are being rekindled by the breath of my presence. My peace will come like a gentle breeze, reaching into the deepest, most forgotten corners of your soul, those places once wounded, neglected, or crowded with anxiety and fear. Now I am filling them with my very presence. Every empty space you've carried, every silent ache, every sigh in the dark of night will be filled by a joy that does not come from people or circumstances, but from the life that overflows through my spirit. You will come to know a joy that is unconditional, a joy not based on outcomes, not reliant on ease, but flowing from the certainty that you are exactly where I have called you to be, and that I am moving on your behalf, even when your eyes cannot yet see the full picture. My precious one, the days behind you were not wasted. Every step taken in perseverance, every silent tear, every prayer whispered in solitude, I have treasured them all. Nothing about you is too small for my notice. No pain you have felt is invisible to me. I have listened to you, even when you only whispered in your heart. Those prayers, short though they may have been, sometimes broken by emotion, have echoed through the heaven. They have not vanished into the void. They have reached my throne, and they are being answered. According to my ways, and in the perfect timing I have appointed for you. You've asked me, Lord, how much longer must I wait? When will I see the outcome? And today I say to you, not much longer, my beloved. Your waiting has not been in vain, nor has it been meaningless. In each moment of patience, I have been teaching you something no words could ever fully explain: the art of hope, the beauty of steadfast faith, and the power of surrender. This waiting is not a delay, but the waiting room of miracles. It is the place where I am shaping you, preparing you, expanding your heart, and growing your faith so that you may receive what is far greater than you ever imagined. And now, even as you read these words, the very things you once prayed for are beginning to take form in the unseen. I am arranging every detail. The transformations you have longed for, whether spiritual, emotional, or circumstantial, are being birthed in silence, in stillness. Do not let the quietness of now deceive you into thinking that nothing is happening. On the contrary, it is in this quiet that I am weaving together the very best, completing what once seemed impossible. Keep your heart tender, my child. Keep the lamp of your faith burning bright, for the light of dawn is near. I am leading you out of the land of sorrow into a place of joyful song. The tears you cried yesterday will become the rain of blessing that refreshes your soul today. The burdens you once carried, alone, will be replaced by the light yoke of my grace, and you will walk, not with a bowed head in despair, but with a lifted face in gratitude. For you yourself will become a living testimony that I, the Lord your God, am still moving powerfully in this world. My child, I want you to know this. The fruit of faithfulness is never late. The seeds you have sown in tears will bear fruit in joy. Every time you chose to trust in me, even when the world gave you no guarantee, those choices became the foundation for the miracles that are drawing near. You will not be put to shame. I will not disappoint you. You will witness my faithfulness more clearly than ever before. Let the transformation in this season begin from within you. Do not merely wait for external changes. Allow me to soften the barren places in your soul. Let me broaden your vision, no longer confined by fear, pain, or the echoes of the past. You are no longer who you used to be. That season of waiting has refined you into a vessel more precious than silver or gold. You are stepping into a new reality, where you no longer live just to endure, but to overcome, to heal, to bring life to places that once lay silent in death. And in this new season, do not forget those around you. Do not keep the joy to yourself. Share the light you've received through a word of encouragement, a kind gesture, a fully present heart. Become a reminder to others that waiting is never in vain, that God is still working, even in silence, even in darkness, even in pain. Beloved one, this season of transformation is not for you alone. You are being transformed so you can sow hope into others. Keep walking forward in confidence, with your eyes fixed ahead and your heart wide open to receive all that I am preparing for you. The best is not behind, it is only just beginning. And you will not merely witness it, you will live it. Now, offer me your prayer. Lord, today I come near to you with a heart that longs deeply. Please help me listen fully to your words, unhindered by distractions or anything that pulls me away from your living truth. Let every word you speak become a guiding light, taking root in my soul like a holy seed, transforming my spirit from within. I vow to treasure your message as my most precious gift and live by its truth all the days of my life. Lord, help me understand that what you are giving is not fleeting or temporary, but an eternal plan shaped with perfect wisdom. May my heart be open to receive the wonders you are quietly unfolding. I believe you are at work, even when my eyes cannot see and my heart does not yet comprehend. Grant me patience and faith to wait with hope, and to rejoice when your goodness is revealed. Lord, when I feel lost, confused by life's many choices and pressures, help me recognize your clear guidance. Keep me from leaning on my own understanding, and teach me to seek you with all my heart. Grant me peace deep within, so every step I take is firm upon the path you've ordained. I trust that in every moment of confusion, you remain the steady light that leads me home. Lord, I thank you for the unconditional forgiveness you pour over me. I have stumbled, failed, and strayed from the path of life, But today I return to you in repentance and surrender. Let me receive your complete forgiveness and release every haunting memory that no longer defines who I am. Heal the wounds within my soul and lead me into a new life, where I am free, where I am loved, where I am made whole again. Lord, please help me to truly understand that my worth is found in your word, not in the opinions or judgments of others. When people try to bring up my past, remind me that I am no longer bound by it. You have called me by name, shaped me through love and truth. Help me to walk each day with the assurance that I am chosen, covered by your steadfast care, and called to live a life that brings glory to you. Lord, renew my commitment to you every single day. Help me to awaken in your light and end each night resting in the safety of your loving arms. I was not created to carry every burden alone, but to dwell in an intimate relationship with the one who loves me to the very end. Today I lay down my worries and inner struggles, and I ask you to grant me true freedom from within. Lord, please fill my spirit with the living water that flows from your presence. Soothe the pain I cannot put into words, and heal every wound I've tried to hide. Teach me to open my heart so that your influence may move freely, bringing deep understanding and guiding me step by step. Though I may feel weak, I believe that in you I find renewed strength, unwavering hope, and a divine purpose that cannot be shaken. Lord, help me to know with certainty that I was created to live a whole and abundant life, unshackled by fear, doubt, or regret. Teach me to walk firmly upon the foundation of your word, where I find strength, clarity, and love. When everything around me seems to shake, keep me grounded in your eternal truth. Let my heart always remember that your presence is the permanent, inseparable part of who I am. Lord, help me become more sensitive to every word you speak. Teach me to listen not just with my ears, but with a soul that longs for you and a heart rooted in deep trust. When trials come, help me recognize the gentle whispers of your protection surrounding me. Remind me to live with the full awareness that I am never alone. You are still moving, still leading, still preparing a future filled with hope. A future beyond anything I could ever ask or imagine. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of his life-giving and meaningful messages. Together, we will grow in faith and live a fulfilled life in his love. Amen.